And Mr. Memory, can you give us a brief timeline of this fund and tell us about where we are now and which steps will need to be taken to move to the next step?
Certainly. Thank you, Eric. Governor Perdue proposed the North Carolina Mobility Fund this spring. It was adopted by the General Assembly in July and took effect shortly thereafter. As Don mentioned, we are in the process of and have begun developing the project selection criteria and along with our stakeholders and the public. But the first significant revenue really won't come into play until 2014, as it will take a number of years to build the build the Yadkin River Bridge project, with the General Assembly mandated to be the first mobility fund project. But again, I think it can't be underscored how important this fund is and how critical the governor's proposal was, as it's the first serious and first significant new revenue for transportation in North Carolina in over 20 years.
Now, you mentioned the Yadkin River project. Can you give us the steps in how this project received the funding as an example of how this program works?
That's a great question. The Yadkin River Bridge project was scored as the #1 mobility number one project for mobility, in terms of congestion and need of replacement. It's on the I-85 corridor and is critical to moving goods and services east and west across the state. And it was selected to be the first project as it was the #1 priority. And there was general consensus that this was a statewide project that had significant impacts to almost every segment of the population and needed to be addressed. And that's how the project, I think, came to be the first project, the Mobility Fund. And I think it's a great example of the kind of projects we'd like to see the Mobility Fund do.
If I might add to that, that was an excellent response. But another reason that we decided or went after mobility funds is because we didn't have enough funding to build the Yadkin River Bridge through the equity formula, and so we needed to look for another revenue source, and this mobility fund provides that for us.